Hello, everyone. A very good evening, and welcome to this session on CAT mock strategy. Now, they say that battles are not won on the battlefields, but they are won in the general stunts. It's all of the practice which you do beforehand. It's all of the strategy which you practice beforehand, which you decide beforehand, and then go out and apply into the battlefield over here into the CAT is what gets us through the 99th percentile. Now, if you ask anyone, and I mean anyone who has gotten a 99th percentile, that what was one of their core strategies of going ahead and preparing for this examination, they would say write a lot of mocks. And I believe that is the very reason why we should be having this session right now, where we discuss and where we try to find out what exactly should be our mock strategy, what are the scores we are looking at, what are the pointers which we should be analyzing, how should we be planning out our mocks, how many mocks to write, and everything related to mocks. This is the session wherein we are going to cover it up. So, on that note, let's get started. But before that, I have a very important question for you guys. Are you excited to learn something new today? Let's go. अरे एक और इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज है जो मैं आपको बताना भूल गया. This is a special giveaway edition, which means that all of you guys have a chance to win this Amazon Echo Dot डिवाइस फ्रॉम Unacademy. और ये जो एक कॉन्टेस्ट है, इसमें पार्टिसिपेट करने के लिए आपको क्या करना है, वी हैव अ सीरीज ऑफ लेक्चर जो मैं अभी आपको अगले स्लाइड में दिखाऊंगा. जो एक सीरीज ऑफ लेक्चर है, वो सारे लेक्चर जब आप देखते हो तो उन सारे लेक्चर्स के एंड में जो लेक्चर का कंटेंट है उसके रिलेटेड एक क्वेश्चन दिया हुआ है, और मैं आपको एक क्वेश्चन पूछने वाला हूं ये पूरा सेशन खत्म होने के बाद में. आपको बस ये करना है कि वो क्वेश्चन का सही जवाब कमेंट्स में बताना है. यू हैव टू टेल द राइट आंसर टू दैट क्वेश्चन इन द कमेंट्स बिलो, एंड द पर्सन हु आंसर्स द मोस्ट नंबर ऑफ करेक्ट क्वेश्चंस in this entire series of videos is going to win an Amazon Echo Dot from Unacademy. So it's a very nice chance. Go ahead, get yourself an Echo Dot. यार मैं तो अगर प्रिपेयर कर रहा होता ना तो मैं तो ये अपॉर्चुनिटी बिल्कुल मिस नहीं करता. मैंने बहुत कोशिश की, बट Unacademy वाले मुझे नहीं भेज रहे, कह रहे स्टूडेंट्स को ही भेजेंगे. तो आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी तो है, तो आपकी अपॉर्चुनिटी ये जल्दी से ग्रैब करो और शुरुआत करते हैं सेशन के साथ. ये रहे आपके सारे लेक्चर्स जो आपको अटेंड करने हैं, सो दैट यू कैन पार्टिसिपेट इन दिस 50,000 गिव अवे. बेसिकली हमारे अनअकैडमी कैटलिस्ट चैनल को 50,000 सब्सक्राइबर्स कंप्लीट हुए हैं, और ये 50,000 सब्सक्राइबर्स कंप्लीट होने की खुशी में, सेलिब्रेशन में, वी आर गिविंग अवे दिस अमेजॉन Echo Dot. आपका सुबह में कैट प्रिपरेशन स्ट्रैटेजी का सेशन स्टार्ट हो रहा है 11 बजे से रवि प्रकाश सर के साथ, फिर भरत सर, शबाना मैम, रिया मैम, अरुण शर्मा सर, और फिर आखिरी में 5 PM में आप ये सेशन देख रहे हो मेरे साथ में. तो अगर आपने पहले वाला भी कोई सेशन मिस किया है तो जाके देख के आइए, जल्दी से पूरा सेशन देखिए, उसके एंड में जो क्वेश्चन पूछा हुआ है उसका आंसर दीजिए, एंड देन यू विल बी हैविंग दिस अमेजिंग अपॉर्चुनिटी टू गो अहेड एंड विन दिस Amazon Echo डिवाइस. Ta-da! Welcome to Maths Words, the school of maths, craft and tricksery as we call it. It's the place where I make maths fun and I help you to get your strategies in place. I help you to learn different tricks so that you can go ahead and crack this examination called as CAT. A quick introduction about myself before I'm going to dig deep into this very important topic which we have today. I'm Ajinkya Chopra. I'm an entrepreneur from Maharashtra. I'm an educator. I love teaching. I've taught and trained more than 50,000 students in the past couple of years from more than 25 different countries. But more importantly, I've written CAT examination 3 times, scoring about the 99th percentile. I've also worked with a lot of other CAT coaching institutes as the head of academics for them, and I've taught and trained tons of students into the top dream B schools of our country, into top IIMs, into top IITs, into top private B schools, and so on and so forth. So that is something which I bring onto the table, and that is something which I am going to use as a background for all of the discussion which we are going to do in today's class. And on that note, let's get started. And I want to start with this very nice, very interesting, very commonly asked question. Sir, is the time enough? And I always keep on saying, the time might be enough, but the time is only enough if you prepare. The time is not enough to prepare and worry and keep on worrying and keep on thinking and doing or not doing anything. The time is enough if you prepare, then time is enough to go ahead and crack CAT examination. Although, if you're preparing and starting right now for CAT 2021, I'm going to say that you are going to need to put in a lot of efforts, a lot of consistent efforts, and a lot of discipline, continuous efforts before you can, probably start seeing a lot of good results in your mock and so on and so forth. But as the name of this class suggests, it's the mock strategy, and that is something which I'm going to discuss right now. At this point of time in your preparation, a lot of students, and I've seen this over the years, a lot of students feel my scores are stuck, I'm not getting anywhere. I've studied so much, for the last couple of months. I studied so much, I put in so much amount of effort. But now when I look back at it, I feel that my scores are stuck and I'm not able to do anything. I'm probably not going to make it. And believe me, this feeling is not something which only you have. I always give my students this example. कैट एग्जाम के लिए प्रिपेयर करना एक तरीके से ऐसा है जैसे आपको उठा के किसी ने समुंदर में फेंक दिया. You are drowning, but you are probably just you're trying to swim, you're trying to stay afloat, you're trying to gasp that air every now and then. You're trying to just live by throughout your preparation. But if you manage to live by throughout your preparation, believe me, at the end you do get extremely closer to the 99th percentile. तो ऐसे मॉक स्कोर्स स्टक हो गए हैं, मॉक स्कोर्स बहुत वोलेटाइल हैं, मॉक स्कोर्स कभी अच्छा आ जाता है, कभी बहुत ही बुरा आ जाता है. ये सारी चीजें जो है, दिस इज अ पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ द गेम. यू आर गोइंग टू गो थ्रू ऑल ऑफ दिस, बट देन ग्रेजुअली if you keep on doing this again and again and again, and believe me when I say this, and listen to this very carefully when I say this, keep not just doing it again and again and again, but analyzing what went right and what went wrong, and then acting every single time on it is what is going to get your scores boosted up, is what is going to get your scores pumped up, is what is going to get your scores on an upward trajectory. So, moral of the story, if you at this point feel that your scores are stuck, don't worry, you're not alone. If you at this point feel that your scores are extremely low, don't worry. There are a lot of students who started with terrible, who start with terrible mock scores, but then just because they keep up, and just because they show up every single day, and just because they keep on studying and progressing and preparing forward, they make it into the CAT examination. In fact, I had a very beautiful quote, I think, on the first slide. Yeah, I don't know if you're able to read this, if it's behind me, but it says, it's funny how day by day nothing changes, but when you look back, everything is different. And I believe when you're writing a lot of CATs, you think, oh, you know what, I don't think anything is changing when I'm writing a lot of mocks and a lot of mock CATs and so on and so forth. But at the end, a lot of things are different. At the end, a lot of things you will find have changed. So just keep up with it. That's something which is going to be extremely important. चलो देखते हैं, what is my take on the mock strategy for the CAT examination. Guys, don't you think that CAT examination is kind of very similar to a marathon? Because you sit in for so long time before even the examination starts in the CAT exam center, and then you write this long grueling exam, probably two hours, probably 3 hours, we don't know exactly, but this year with the whole COVID scenario working out, probably two hours ka examination, but then 2 hours ka grilling examination, wherein for the entire 120 minutes you have to be in the best of your zone. Isn't that how athletes need to be for the entire period of time they are running a marathon? Probably yes. And you are an athlete who's going to write this CAT examination this time around. So you also need to have a schedule, you also need to have a routine, you also need to have a strategy, probably something like a athlete would if he was or she was about to run a marathon. So let us go back and take a look. What are the strategies of running a marathon? I actually just googled it out and I found these. This is what came up. The first article which came up, these things were written. So what is the four best strategies to run a marathon? First, manage your energy at the start of your race. Make sure that your first few miles are used to gradually warm up into your goal space. Don't you think that is also something very important for your mock strategies? ऐसे कभी हुआ है कि आपने मॉक लिखना शुरू किया और मॉक लिखना शुरू करने के बाद 1 घंटे के बाद ऐसे लगा कि आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू सिट एनी मोर, आई एम कंप्लीटली टायर्ड, आई एम एक्सट्रीमली फ्रस्ट्रेटेड, आई एम कंप्लीटली एग्जॉस्टेड, आई जस्ट वांट टू गिव अप, आई जस्ट वांट टू क्लोज दिस टैब एंड आई जस्ट वांट टू गो आउट, आई जस्ट वांट टू टेक अ स्मॉल वॉक, आई जस्ट वांट टू स्लीप और समथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट? हुआ नहीं हुआ है? We humans have a very short attention span. If you ask, then the average time for which a human being can focus, the average of us humans, the focus time which we have is about 5 to 6 minutes. We struggle in focusing beyond 5 to 6 minutes, and I believe with the whole mobile thing and the social media thing and all the instant gratification which we have gotten used to due to that in the last couple of years, maybe this number has even dropped a bit below. But in the CAT examination, you need to keep your focus for an extremely long time. You need to stay focused for about 120 minutes or about 180 minutes. So first things first, in mock exam strategies, you need to learn to manage your energy. You need to learn to stay in a zone which allows you to perform as well in English section, as well in LRDI section, and equally well in the QA section as well. Not come into the QA section completely tired, completely exhausted, and then even make the silly mistakes. So one of the reasons why you practice on mocks before we go ahead and write the CAT examination is so that we learn to manage this energy, is so that we learn to build up this stamina, is so that we learn to avoid some mistakes which we might do otherwise, right? The second thing, create an effective flexible plan. Before you toe the start line, you should have an idea of what your goal pace should be. Yeah, this is something which is very nice. Every time before you go ahead and write a mock examination, you should have a rough idea of the scores which you are targeting in your mind and what is the strategy which you are going to have. What if the paper comes extremely difficult? What if the paper comes extremely easy? How is the strategy going to change? What are the key points which you want to keep in mind? Which are the key topics which you want to go ahead and probably completely solve out and score well into? These things are the things which are extremely important. And then if you read this correctly, it says create an effective and a flexible plan, and that flexible part is extremely important for CAT too. You can go into an CAT examination thinking that you are going to do fantastically well in VRC section, and then you might be given a shocker of life, and then you might see a VRC section which is absolutely difficult. Regardless, you need to run the marathon. Regardless, you need to write the CAT examination. Regardless, you need to write the mock exam. So if one of the section is difficult, you should understand, acknowledge to yourself that okay, ये मेरे लिए difficult नहीं है. This is not just difficult for me. This is probably difficult for everyone in this marathon, and everyone in this CAT exam, and everyone in this mock. So I will probably find something else easy in the other sections, probably. If I don't find anything easy in the other two sections as well, then it's difficult for everyone. I just need to ensure that I've done a tad bit better than everyone else. Everyone got hampered, I got hampered too, but if I ensure that I did a tad bit better than everyone else, you win. At the end, it's a percentile game, it's not a percentage game, and at about 50-60% score, you tend to get the 99th percentile. So let us try and get that thing in our minds and into our actions. Third thing, which is also extremely nice and extremely important, is break the race into segments. Break the race into segments. Don't try to write the mock examination as, don't think of it as one exam, think of it as three different exams. And when you think of it as three different exams as per three different sections, and then even probably break them down into, English is not three different exams, English is two different exams with one RC, one exam for RCs and one exam for VA, and probably further down into each of the RC wala small bits. One, first things first, you tend not to get stressed out when you break it down into small segments. First, second thing, you have to teach yourself not to carry forward the mistakes, the bugging down, the probably the depression if you do bad in one of the sections into other sections. For example, a lot of times I've seen students go into the CAT examination, do kind of decent in VRC, then come to LRD and they completely mess up, and then they feel because they have mess up, they have to give up and they probably underperform in the QA section. That is not something which you want to happen, which you want should happen with you yourself, right? So break down the mock examination into different segments. That is what is going to help you. That is what is going to help you to reach your end goal in a very effective manner. And fourth, of course, choose to race with confidence, choose to write the mock exam with confidence, and go in there with a strong belief that you're going to score well, and you will realize that just that confidence, just that affirmation, sometimes it's a good idea. It's not something which is very childish. Affirmations do work, and a lot of big people use affirmations before they do something big in their life, like before they have a very big public event, before they give speeches, politicians before they give speeches. And what is affirmation? Affirmation is just sitting back there and saying, okay Ajinkya, you're going to do fantastically well in this mock exam. You know what, Ajinkya, you are going to score a 150 on 300 into this mock examination, and you know it. Why do you know it? Because you are going to score this much in English, you're going to probably score this much in LRD, you're probably going to score this much in QA. Up and down, of course, Ajinkya, you know what, you're going to take a look into the mock exam, you're going to decide how you want to attempt it, you're probably going to think out how it's going to work out, and you have studied enough, trust yourself, go ahead and write this mock examination and you will crack it. That is what is the part wherein I say choose to race with confidence, and it is extremely important to choose to race with confidence. Now, let us start catering to the elephants in the room which we have, which are all of the questions which probably can pop up once you start writing a few mocks. But before that, just concluding this part, marathon and mocks are very similar. These are the 4 strategies to run a good marathon according to Google, one of the articles which I found on Google, and I believe all 4 of them put together make a very solid strategy for CAT mocks as well. But let us try and see how can we ensure good scores. What are the 3 rules? And I believe there are 3 rules, and if you follow these 3 rules, you are done and dusted with your good score. You are done and dusted with getting good scores. First and foremost, very important, write a lot of mocks, as many mocks as you can, in a very nice structured manner. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, analyze every mock. Analyze. Once you have done a mock, once you have written a mock, second thing, analyze every mock and see what went right, what went wrong. मेरा स्कोर अच्छा आया तो क्यों आया, मैंने क्या सही किया, ये भी उतना इंपॉर्टेंट है जितना मेरा स्कोर बुरा आया तो मैंने क्या गलत किया, मेरे स्कोर्स में कहां इंप्रूवमेंट का स्कोप है, मुझे क्या पढ़ना चाहिए ताकि अगले मॉक में ये चीज रिपीट ना हो. That is what I say when I say analyze every mock. And then rule 3 is repeat rule 1 and rule 2. Extremely important. If you follow these 3 rules, you're most probably going to ensure a very good score into the CAT examination. And then there are a lot of these questions which I also get asked mock strategies में. Sir, ये question attempt करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए sir? ये इतना लेंदी क्वेश्चन है सर, ये डेटा इंटरप्रिटेशन का क्वेश्चन है, and in this DI question we need to add these 20 numbers and then we need to take average. It's going to take a lot of time. Should we skip it? Should we not skip it? And so on and so forth. My general thumb rule is that in the CAT examination, if you're scoring 3 marks every 2.5, 3 minutes, then you're good to go. And there are some easy questions which will help you to which you can probably do in 60 seconds, 70 seconds, 80 seconds, so 1.5 minute. You can very easily crack those questions. So there are quite a sizable, I probably feel 25% of the paper you can 25% of the questions are such that which will probably at an average, if you average them out, they'll require about 1.5 minutes to solve, which allows you to put in about 2.5 3 minutes into each of the questions. Now when I say 2.5 3 minutes, I'm not dividing the number of questions by the time, I'm dividing the general 99th percentile के लिए required questions divided by the time, या फिर general 99th percentile के लिए वाला score divided by the time which we have. And I believe if you are able to do a question in 2.5 3 minutes, then you should be going with it. If there's a question for which you need to do a lot of research and development ki अच्छा चलो ये figure out करते, you know, all of those eureka moments, I believe you should not be planning to have them in the CAT mocks या फिर CAT examination. Try to have all of that background study homework done before you sit on to the mock exam, and then come back over here and attempt and go ahead and kill it with all of the nice strategies which you have already built for yourself. So very quickly, I'm going to cover a few pointers to analyze your mocks on. The first thing is time traps. If there are some questions which are taking a lot of time, analyze those. Why are they taking a lot of time? Should you have picked them up at the first? Are there two other easier questions which you might have done instead of this one question which you did in the mock examination? Those are the type of questions which I call as time trap questions. You know, shouldn't have done that, I should not have done that. If you get that feeling, which this chap over here Hagrid had a lot of times, you probably are looking at time traps and you probably want to avoid them into your mocks. The second thing is avoid research and development into the mocks. If you see a question and then you start doing something, but at the end you feel like this dog over here, I have no idea what I am doing. Don't do it in the mock exams. Don't do it in the CAT exams. Try to do all of the research and development beforehand in the lectures, in the study which you do, so that later on when you go into the CAT examination, you can just go bang, 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 and just keep on solving all of the questions and do very, very well into those questions and get your marks. The third is, if you are finding this kind of questions in the mocks, what kind of question is this? What is this question? Oh God, what topic is this? Then you probably need to go back and study a bit more. You probably going to need to take a look into that question very, very closely, because you need to understand the core parts. You need to understand what are the main important topics in the syllabus, and if you have missed something out, then it's a very good idea that after the mock you analyze and you see what are the questions which are coming from, what are the topics from which the questions are coming from. And then of course there are these moments wherein you feel okay, this question looks easy, I should have done that in the mock exam. Come on, why is it that I wasn't able to do it in the mock exam? क्या हो गया था मुझे? How stupid was I कि मैंने ये क्वेश्चन किया नहीं? होता है ना ऐसे. एंड अगर ऐसे आपके साथ हो रहा है तो सॉल्व करो, क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व करो, और कुछ नहीं है. You have to learn to pick up those easy questions, and you will learn this. This is a gradual process. It will take a few mocks before you learn this, but once you learn this, you will get through. So you should try to see this and put this in action. You know, I believe CAT prep is 60% study and 40% strategy. And if you get your strategy correct, if you get your planning correct, then you can go ahead and crack this examination. Now, if you see the scores versus percentiles, you will generally observe that at about 60 to 50 to 60% of the score, you are going to go ahead and crack this examination with a 90 to 99 percentile. So plan out for that. Decide which are the sections through with which you're going to get a chunk of the scores, which are the sections wherein you're probably going to just survive. It will be great if you can do good in all of the three sections, but if not, then this is something which you should have in your mind, and then you should go in with all of that plan into the back of your mind into the examination. They say failing to plan is planning to fail, and therefore I say plan your plan your mocks, plan your CAT preparation very properly. There is not a lot of time left, but there is enough time from this point on for the CAT examination as well. Probably we are looking at about 130 odd days left before CAT exam knocks our doors, and if you ask me if what is the number of mocks which we should be targeting, I would generally say try to do 2 mocks a week, and 2 mocks a week will put you in a very sweet spot down the line. But when I say 2 mocks a week, if you're writing a 2 hours ka mock, or if you're writing a 3 hours ka mock, I mean 3 hours ka mock followed by a 3 to 4 hours ka proper analysis. 2 hours का मॉक फॉलोड बाय 3 to 4 hours का प्रॉपर एनालिसिस. तो ऐसे नहीं कि मॉक्स लिखने के लिए सर आपने कहा था तो हमने लिखा और फिर सब मॉक्स लिखने के बाद में यू आर कमिंग बैक एंड सेइंग कि you know what, this is what I've done and now my scores are not increasing. ऐसे नहीं, but write a lot of mocks and see कि किस तरीके से आपका स्कोर इंप्रूवमेंट हो रहा है, कहाँ पे होना चाहिए, कहाँ पे नहीं होना चाहिए. पॉइंटर्स निकालो, एनालाइज करो और उसके ऊपर काम करो, उसके ऊपर एक्ट करो, and you will start realizing that your mock scores will start gradually increasing and going up. Good fortune is what happens when opportunity meets planning. So let's plan. There's an opportunity. Let's plan and let us get ourselves into the top B schools of our country. Chalo. For those of you who are not already on the Unacademy's Plus platform, you can use my referral code AJKLive and you can subscribe for it. I'll just talk about it in a bit. और भाई लोग कैट आइकॉनिक सब्सक्रिप्शन अनअकैडमी पे अभी अवेलेबल है. 1-to-1 लाइव मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम है कैट आइकॉनिक सब्सक्रिप्शन, wherein you get to speak with your mentor directly. Your doubts are cleared on one-on-one basis. You get to discuss concepts very properly, very individualized as a part of this Unacademy's iconic subscription. Now Unacademy has 2 subscriptions. One is the Plus platform, wherein you get access to all of the paid courses which are there on the Unacademy's platform. It's a very good platform, wherein because I believe so much content is created onto the platform. There is so much opportunity for you to learn and apply and take forward, that it creates an extremely nice it puts you in an extremely nice position to get your strategies in place, to get your preparations in place, to get your topic concepts in place, and so on and so forth. And there are so many batches which keep on launching out. For example, these are a few batches which are launching out right now: the master batch, the refresher batch, the specialist batch, and India's top educators teach you different topics and into these different batches onto Unacademy. And there are also, for those of you who are studying for next year right now, there are these 3 batches which are starting pretty soon. On the 10th of July, we had the Aspire batch we started. On the 17th of July, there's this Unlocked CAT 2022 batch starting up. And then on the 21st of July, there's this AIM CAT 2022 1.0 starting up, wherein I would be taking care of the QA section as well. So if you are an early starter and if you want to beat the competition, you can get yourself enrolled up into these batches. The pricings, you can find them on the Unacademy's platform, and there are some amazing offers going on right now. For example, if you are planning to go ahead for the 18-month Plus subscription, we have this very nice price point, 28,550. You can take up the 18 months Plus subscription, and you can probably maximize the output which you're going to get, because you can study for this year, plus you can also ensure that you are getting everything for the next year. So ensure that you go through all of the Plus platform features and try to think of it, because any investment in study, investment in knowledge always pays back. There are also a lot of scholarship tests which Unacademy has, and Unacademy Combat is one of those. Wherein, if you are able to score well, the Unacademy Combats happen every Sunday. If you are able to score well, you get discounts and on your Plus subscription, and you can use them to get the subscription for yourself at a cheap price. So, wish you all the very best. And on that note, here is a quote with which I'm going to end today's class. You have got only three choices: give up, give in, or give it all you've got. What are you going to do for the CAT exam this time? Are you going to give up? Are you going to give in? Or are you going to give it all you have gotten? Let me know in the comments below. And array, giveaway time. It's the time for the question for the giveaway contest. And the question which I am going to ask you guys, something which will help you win Amazon Echo Dot, as well as hopefully it's going to tell you कि कितना टाइम आपने अच्छे से पढ़ाई करना चाहिए, अच्छे से मॉक करना चाहिए, ताकि इट विल बेसिकली रिमाइंड यू द फैक्ट कि कितना टाइम आपने पढ़ाई करना चाहिए, ताकि आपका जो है कैट 2021 सफल रहे, आप कैट 2021 में एक अच्छा परसेंटाइल लेके आ सको. सो माय क्वेश्चन इज, for a 2-hour mock test which you write, how many hours should you generally be spending post the mock on analysis on resolving? मैंने ये पूरे मेरे सेशन में कहीं तो बताया हुआ है कि 2 आवर के लिए कितना करना चाहिए, 3 आवर का मॉक है तो जनरली कितना करना चाहिए, बिकॉज आई से कि पूरा मॉक लिखना इज मॉक लिखना एंड देन ये टाइम स्पेंड करना ऑन द एनालिसिस पार्ट. मैंने क्वेश्चन पूछा है कि कितना टाइम स्पेंड करना चाहिए एक मॉक खत्म होने के बाद, और मॉक हो गई और ये स्कोर आ गया, ऐसे बैठना नहीं है, तो हाउ मच टाइम शुड वी बी स्पेंडिंग बिफोर वी से कि ओके आई हैव रियली डन दिस मॉक. जल्दी से आपके आंसर्स कमेंट में पुट अप कीजिए, और जो सही आंसर देगा वो जीतेगा एक Echo Dot डिवाइस. बेस्ट ऑफ लक.